How are you, beautiful people? Frank Yap here. Have you ever met somebody who has anxiety disorder? Or perhaps you have experienced it yourself? That's what we're going to talk about on this vlog today, so I am sure that this is something that will be very helpful. Please support this channel by subscribing. If you are new here, please follow us on our Instagram account, that's frankalbertyap. Also on Facebook, that's frankalbertyap. Welcome to our channel where we experience lifestyle, self-care, and everything else in between. Isn't it that stress is a normal part of life and it is the one that's causing anxiety? Therefore, all of us must have had experienced anxiety in some way or another. And I think it is true. Whenever we need to sit an examination, or maybe go through a job interview, or perhaps we get the task to deliver a public speech, in some way or another, we have already dealt with that anxiety. But the thing is, anxiety attack or anxiety disorder are two different stories. In the Western countries, they are more open to it. In fact, they are more lucky because it's a part of their health benefits. Here in the Philippines, it's not. And many of us, up to date, are still not that open to talk about it. I am sharing with you my journey about how I managed to handle anxiety and the things that I did to be able to combat it. Yes, I did experience anxiety. And you know what, guys? I remember when I would do training classes, I would always share something about that because I heard from my doctor that many of her clients do come from the BPO industry or from the call center industry, outsourcing. So I know that many of you who are watching right now will be able to relate to this. The first physical symptom that I had experienced was back in 2014, the latter of the year. I had some sleep issue wherein I couldn't lie down because I would feel as though I couldn't breathe. During that time, I remember I wasn't thinking about anxiety. I didn't know about it. All I knew was that I was uncomfortable whenever I would lie on the bed. So what I would do, guys, was I would try to get up, buy myself some time, let's say 15 to 20 minutes. I would keep myself busy and then try to go back again and then experience it once more and then would do the same thing over. So it was a cycle that would go over for like an hour or two before I finally get myself to sleep. It did not last for just a couple of nights. I had to go through that process for almost 2 weeks. Now during that time, I was lucky enough because I was working with healthcare professionals. I was a trainer in a company in Mall of Asia complex, and the accounts that I was assigned to were healthcare accounts. So I was working with fellow nurses and some doctors, and I managed to share those with them. And somehow I got very good advice that it might have been some level or some form of anxiety. Until one day, on my way home, I had experienced a panic attack. It happened inside a shuttle. Then all of a sudden, I started having palpitations and I became restless. I remember I was even teary-eyed and I felt as though I couldn't breathe, that I wanted to tell the driver to pull over and I would have to get off. And it was such a bad experience. I felt as though I was gonna faint at that time. Now, I even remember that as soon as I got off the shuttle, the van, I had called one of my sisters and told her about it. And she was the very first person who told me that, brother, you might be experiencing some anxiety. Now, to give you a background, guys, I'm not ashamed about this, okay? It runs in our family. There was a time when my dad, in his younger days, would experience it. He was already working and he couldn't go out of the house unless he had some stash with him. So it's a security blanket for him. But it did not last. He only experienced that for, I think, a couple of months. Same thing happened to some of my siblings. Now, the reason I'm telling this to you guys is you have to know that it can be in the genes. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's how it really works. So I consulted with a psychiatrist, and the first question that my doctor asked me was, what do you think is causing your anxiety? That posted a puzzle in my head because my doctor said usually it's coming from any unexpressed emotions, Maybe you have a family issue that you have not been dealing with accordingly, or perhaps there is an issue at work that you're keeping to yourself, or maybe you're burnt out or you're tired and you don't have any outlet to unwind, let us say. So you have to know that those are the possible things that you can also ask yourselves if you are experiencing any physical symptom. Now, my doctor prescribed two medications for me. The first one is Xaner, and then the second one is Rivotril. Both of them are benzodiazepine, meaning they work or they act on the central nervous system and gives calming effect. Actually, both of them are being prescribed for people with sleeping disorder and anxiety. Now, the medication did not last long. The first set that my doctor prescribed to me was good for only 2 weeks, guys. Because she said that it was mild and she didn't want me to really depend on medication. She said, Frankie, I want you to come back here after 2 weeks and then let's talk about your experience. And that is something that did stick in my head, guys. I should not depend on the medicines because I had few friends whose lives were disrupted because of drug dependency. They could not function well. They couldn't go out of the house, go and get coffee, go out to the supermarket and do the groceries themselves without fear. How could I revert to my normal life if I would need to operate this way? Now, after 2 weeks, my doctor still prescribed me a few so that I would have stocks in case I would need them. I was already mentally conditioned that it wasn't for me. And true enough, it really did work for me, guys. I went through the thorough medication only for 2 weeks, and after that, it was just as needed for me. Going to share with you some steps as to how I managed to combat it. Step 1. You have to accept that you have the condition. Many of us might be in denial of it. You have to accept that you are experiencing that, because only when you accept it, that it will take you to the second step. And the second step is all about seek medical help or professional help. Yes, beautiful people, you have to go to a psychiatrist or to a healthcare professional who you think can help you. The only thing that you have to consider is paying by cash for the consultation and for the medicines because it's not covered by the HMO. The third step can go side by side with the second step. Go and tell it or share it with your family. Most importantly, your core support group. You need their help, guys. You can never beat anxiety without having to share your thoughts, your emotions with the people around you. And most often, it's our family who will be able to understand us. It's very important that you feel that you have somebody who is willing to listen to you. Fourth step, keep to the medication as prescribed by your doctor. And if your psychiatrist tells you the frequency of counseling, then you have to follow it. It's nothing but your wellness, so go and follow it. Fifth step, you have to change a part of your lifestyle. Now, this part may be something that's not easy because when that happened to me, folks, I was a heavy smoker. I mean, I was consuming like almost a pack of cigarettes a day. I quitted in 2016 and it happened latter 2014 until 2015. So I had to change my lifestyle and so far I managed to do it. Smoking, can trigger anxiety because of the nicotine. It increases blood pressure and it also increases your heart rate. Drinking is also not good. I have a brother who has the same condition and he knows that drinking is also not good for him. You might need to modify your diet as well because for some of you who might be experiencing serious physical symptoms, there are some vegetables and fruits that can really help you handle those symptoms. On to the sixth step. You have to keep yourselves busy or find a recreational activity that will help you recover. Guys, this is all about therapy. You are undergoing a certain therapy the moment you start with your medication. And your doctors will also tell you about that. So maybe yoga classes or maybe meditation, or perhaps you can do some gardening if you like. Anything that would really be beneficial to your body and to your mind will be very good. And there are supplements that I'm taking even up to now that are still for that part of my health. So I'm gonna share some with you. I'm actually publishing a vlog about increasing or strengthening your immunity during this pandemic. So some of these will also be featured on that. So first one is vitamin B complex, are very important for the physiologic processes, especially for the health of the heart and the brain. You might want to look for B vitamins that will give you sufficient daily value, meaning the ones that your body needs. Next, another vitamin is D3. Alright, in this case, I'm taking the 5000 IU. I only take this once every 2 days or once every 3 days. If you are taking calcium, then that's good, but you might want to pair it with magnesium. So there are many supplements of calcium and magnesium in the market. I remember there is a brand that I buy from Mercury Drugstore. Each tablet costs 750 pesos. So that's already very affordable. And this is a good combination, guys, because magnesium is a muscle relaxer. So it can really help you, especially if you are experiencing palpitations and tension in the body. To those of you experiencing trouble with sleeping, or maybe you're looking for something that will help you keep calm within the day, then I can share with you some of these supplements. First one is melatonin. This is natural melatonin. This is 10 milligram. This is the strongest one. You can buy this from Healthy Options or also online. This is a sleep promoter, so it can help you have good and stable sleep. You can take this at least 30 minutes before bedtime. Another supplement that can help you address sleep problems is an ancient herb, and this is valerian root. Yes, guys, this is very effective. This is from now. I usually take 2 capsules of this prior to bedtime, so that's 30 minutes before. And there are other brands available in the market. This is also very effective. The only thing that you have to be mindful about this product is that it doesn't smell nice. Lately, I also bought another brand. This is from Source Naturals, and the tablets are called Calm Thoughts. So it's supposed to give you that tranquility and calmness all throughout the day. Tablets contain just the basic nutrients or vitamins that we all need. Since social support is an important part of our therapy, please download some helpful apps, okay, that will aid you in your recovery. A very good one is Headspace. That's the name of the app. It is used for meditation. I also love this ROOTD app. The ROOTD app is another one that's good for improving your panic and anxious mood. And you can also try the Stop Panic and Anxiety Self-Help app that reminds you of your strengths and ability to cope when panic is triggered. And there are many other apps that can help you guys. You can Google them up. Those apps that I mentioned to you, I will share the links in the description below, okay? Don't hesitate to reach out to the people around you if you need help. And you always have to know that there are more people nowadays who understand mental health and the importance of it. That's everything for us, beautiful people. I hope that you got something from this short vlog, and I hope that I managed to encourage you to somehow go out there and seek help if you need to. Remember that you are not alone. If you enjoyed watching, please give us a thumbs up and share this video to your family and friends who may be needing this. Again, support this channel by subscribing and hit that notification bell so that you will get to know from us whenever we have new uploads. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. Always remember that mental health is a part of our overall wellness. Stay healthy, stay beautiful, and keep living your life. Until the next time.